Oxygen is a molecule that we need and that is transported by our blood. The protein that actually transports oxygen, found in the red blood cells, is called hemoglobin. This is what it looks like. We can see these 4 units. When blood enters the lungs, it is deoxygenated, so it has a low concentration of oxygen. This is blood at the level of the capillaries surrounding the alveoli. These are the alveoli. This is the gas exchange system, and we see that oxygen is going to enter into the lungs to fill the alveoli. So, since the alveoli are going to be rich in oxygen and the blood poor in oxygen, we have a concentration gradient of oxygen. So it will move from the inside of the alveoli to the inside of the capillaries, moves into the red blood cells by diffusion. This is how, at the level of the capillaries surrounding the alveoli in the lungs, we have oxygenated blood entering and deoxygenated blood leaving, because while this blood is in the capillaries, it is gaining oxygen through diffusion. In the red blood cells, we have the hemoglobin that can bind to oxygen. So this oxygen binds to hemoglobin in the red blood cells. This keeps the concentration of free oxygen in the blood low. When the oxygen enters the blood, it is directly picked up by hemoglobin to keep the free oxygen concentration low to maintain the concentration gradient. Now, what happens at the levels of the body tissues? The tissues are low in oxygen. They have a need for oxygen. And now this blood is oxygenated. It is rich in oxygen. So we have another concentration gradient of oxygen. We have high concentration in the blood and low concentration in the tissues. So what happens now is that oxygen is going to move from the blood in the capillaries surrounding the tissues of the body, and it moves into the tissues down the concentration gradient by diffusion. This is how oxygen is delivered to the body cells from oxygenated blood.